Now on the corner of Hollywood and Vine rests 29 Newbolt Street, the very home that brings your greatest fears to life. I'm Jessica Moyer with a sneak peek into the new It Experience, a world reimagined and brought to you by FabTV.
I saw something. There was this
clown. Yeah, I saw him too.
Look. It's all connected by the sewers. That's where it lives. What happened?
I have such an honor today to talk to the director of one of the hottest acclaimed horror films, not only of the year, but of all time.
Well, I don't know. I'm happy to have you here.
How do you feel? Is there a lot of pressure?
The pressure was not so much of an external force for me. It was more like, the moment I was offered adapting this into a movie, it was more of an internal exploration.
Tell me about that moment.
Well, it was gradual. It wasn't like that. It was like we found out that the project had been in development for a while, and then the director that was about to bring it had parted ways with the studio. So we got in contact with my agents and asked them, for a meeting with the studio.
Can I ask you, what about it resonated with you?
I read this when I was 14.
Were you terrified?
I was terrified, but probably the aspect that really impacted me more was the emotional aspects of the story. Mainly the love story between Bill and Bev and Ben. And it's a time in your life where you're 14 and you're a child, but you're turning into something else.
Did you feel like you could personally relate to those characters?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it was talking, like the story was talking to me because I was experiencing those emotions at that time. So it was very important. I mean, I was a fan of horror from before that. Ever since I was like 6, I was sort of hooked to horror movies. But when I started,
why horror?
Why horror? Well, it's an accident actually. Because my parents used to. I mean, I was exposed to horror movies like very early on. We were like growing up in my house. It was like every Saturday night we all get together to see a horror movie on TV, and I got hooked to it. So,
and now you're making.
Yeah, and I'm making it. But the ironic thing is that it's a feeling that you want to really you're always like searching for it, to experience it again, but it will never be as strong as when it was when you were a child.
Can I ask you about navigating your moral compass, directing a horror film, rated R, a lot of pressure from the studios, obviously Stephen King knows our biggest fears.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to avoid and maintain at the same time?
There is no moral questions. This is a book that I loved, and it's a story that just blew my mind, and has been in my heart for years. So for me, it was all about replicating that and trying to make the best in translating it into images.